So when I first got started in the mesh world, I had the choice of a lot of devices out there. There were so many options and I didn't know what to get, what was great for a beginner to start off with, and what they all did. So in this video, I'm going to go through the devices that I've used, some of the best ones that you can get, and what you can use them for, whether you're using them for Meshtastic, Meshcore, or something else, then this video is for you. So I've got a bit of a collection of different devices all here. These are all LoRa devices and they're all reasonably similar in the way that they can operate, in the applications that they can operate. They can all run Meshcore or Meshtastic. They're the main two, but there are also a couple of others that I've been using for different purposes. Now, the first thing that I'll start off with is I'll go from what I use daily, the best things that I use, to what I use less infrequently, but more for experimentation. So let's move some of these out of the way. And we'll start off first with this. This is the Seed Studio Weo Tracker L1 Pro. This is currently running Meshcore. You can also purchase these pre-flashed with either Meshtastic or Meshcore, or you can flash it yourself. I like this little device because it is USB-C chargeable. It has a great battery life in it. I usually run this here, just running 24/7 here at home. I probably have to charge it maybe once a week. It will last a long time. It's got a nice screen here on the front, so you can see, at least with Meshcore, the pin to be able to synchronize to it, to your application on your phone. I've got here some of the recent adverts that it's received, the frequency information. It's also got the real-time noise floor and all of the info that I've currently got preset in here at the moment. I can toggle the Bluetooth on and off, adverting. It also does have a GPS in it. So I mentioned that it's a tracker. So you can turn the tracker on and you can start to send GPS positions. So if you want to do that, then you do have that ability. Now, this is my daily Meshcore driver as such. This is the one that I would choose if you were getting absolutely first started out and you wanted a good companion device, then this is the one. By the way, there'll be links to all of these below in the description to make it easier for you to find them. But this is a great device. Now, next up is again another Seed Studio product. This is a T1000E. It's about the same size as a smart card. Essentially, for Meshcore, Meshtastic can act in a similar way. They can act as a companion device, they can connect to other devices, they can connect to repeaters, so they do act similar. So why would you use, say, this over this? Well, this has the ability, because it is so small and so portable and it doesn't really stand out that much, you can use this to deploy quick mesh networks very, very easily. You just program it up, one touch of a button, and away you go. You can then clip this to a lanyard or to your belt, or you could quickly put it along, say, a trail for a quick deployment, as long as you remember where you put them to pick them back up again. So this is a very good option, but the only problem with this is the battery life. The battery life in this is not very good. It will last you the day, but it will not last you very long at all. So great for temporary portable setups, but not so much good for long term. So this is probably the better option if you were looking for that. But again, there is some advantages of using this. Now, moving on to similar devices. These are two very similar devices from ThinkNode, from Elecro. This is the ThinkNode M1 here, and this is the ThinkNode M5. They are both very, very similar in that they can both run Meshtastic or Meshcore. They both have USB-C charging. Physically, they look almost completely identical. Now, again, these can be used for different applications. You'll see here that I'm running this one as a LoRa APRS tracker. So this is being used for amateur radio APRS. This is currently flashed with Meshtastic, and there is a nice e-ink display on here which is very easy to see in sunlight, outdoors. It's really good. It's low power, it doesn't use a lot of battery power, although these two devices do not have very good battery as it is. You use this knob here on the top to turn it on. It's not a volume knob, it's actually a power knob. Turn that on and you can then go ahead and use the device depending on what you want to be using it for. You'll see there that they power up like this, and they'll show you all of the relevant info on the screen. You also can toggle through with buttons here on the side, and they also contain a GPS in both of these devices. So they are known as trackers, so that you can beacon out APRS, or you can use it on Meshcore or Meshtastic as well. So they're, again, two very good devices. They come with this key, or lanyard, sorry, that you can put on your keys, and you can use these in a variety of different ways. I do like these. They do not quite have the same battery life as the Seed Studio. That is the only problem with these, but they are a good starter device. They are cheap, and you'll notice here that they do have a USB-C here on the bottom. So some people have been using USB-C power banks to actually pop these on to power them or charge them whilst they are running them maybe 24/7. So there is that ability to do that as well. Next up is the range of Heltec devices. Now, a lot of people would be familiar with these. This is the Heltec V3, and in fact this is the same device, but it is out of the case here. This device here operates on 915 megahertz. This is the band that we use here in Australia. This is the same device, but it operates on 433 megahertz on the 70 centimeter band. And these two devices, this is a Heltec tracker. You'll notice here that this is got a GPS on it, Heltec wireless tracker. And you can use these two devices in conjunction for APRS tracking as well. So again, different uses. You can use these on Meshtastic or Meshcore, or you can use them again on for LoRa APRS. There's just so many different options that you can choose from. These devices are relatively inexpensive as well, and you'll notice too that with the GPS on this device, you could use one of these in a small little pack or a small little case. You've pretty much got everything that you need. You just need to hook up an antenna and away you go. Now, this device is for those that like to tinker and experiment a little bit more. This is the Seed Studio XIAO NRF 52840 board. You'll see that board there on the top. Underneath, if you can see, there is a little Weo development board there on the bottom that plugs into the top of that board. These come as a development kit from Seed Studios. And what we've been doing is building a lot of our Meshcore repeaters and infrastructure using these little devices. And the reason being is because these little devices use hardly any power at all. They have very low power, which makes them ideal for solar applications, as we've got here the solar panel on the front with a battery sitting in here. And then it means that we can run this for quite a long period of time off grid. We don't need to worry about it going flat. And the device is powerful enough that you can get some very good range out of this. I've been getting consistently 10 to 15 kilometers out of this with it placed up nice and high with a decent antenna. Just ignore this little antenna here because this is just a little temporary thing while it's on test. But these make great little devices. If you're using something like this, the Heltecs, these use a little bit more power. So you're gonna need a bigger solar panel, you're gonna need a bigger battery to run these without running them directly off of the 5 volts. So you just need to keep that in mind if you're looking to build an off-grid infrastructure that is going to last a period of time. Now again, you can use Meshcore or Meshtastic with either of these devices. Lately I've been playing around with Meshcore. Here you'll see that I've got my Weo tracker here showing. If I turn on my SenseCap device as well, that should also show up. So I can connect to either one of these devices via Bluetooth on my phone. It'll then populate my channels and my list of contacts here, and I can go through and check all of these. I'm running my Heltec here as a room server in Meshcore so that people can leave messages for me when I'm not around. And I can also go into any one of these devices here. So for instance, this device here is the repeater just that we showed earlier. I can go through here and I can check the telemetry. I can see the voltage, I can see the temperature, and all those sort of cool little applications. So they all support that, which is really good. Getting started with any of these devices is really easy. All you need to do is plug it in via a USB cable to your PC, go to a web browser, either to Meshtastic or Meshcore, depending on what you want to be playing with, and you can flash the device directly from there.